Okay, guys, I'm live perfect, and there's a light in my way, and you can't see a thing. This is what happens when you go live. This is my bedroom. Welcome. That helps none. Perfect. Going to computer room. This is not set up yet. That's okay. I did not expect this much difficulty making the video. Okay, perfect. Perfect. So, you saw the title? Yep, that's right. This is Raw, live, and here to fuck shit up. Hi, my name is Sabrina. If you have not watched my fucking videos before, you don't know that I am 100% a fucking stoner. I fucking hate Trump, and I am 100% probably going to offend you. So, let's get this show on the motherfucking road. So, I was on Facebook, or no, I was on Twitter today. And I can't do the internet. I can't handle it as a person. I should probably just stay off of it because I have a real problem when it comes to anger. And I really hate, more than anything else in the fucking world, is people's opinions and the need that people feel to fucking share those opinions. So, I feel like on my own fucking show, I get to fuck those people up. Let's tear that shit apart, right? So, I was on Twitter, and I saw this highlight, sidetrack real quick. I promised on Facebook to everyone that I would make some videos about, how you doing? That's Rosie. I promised that I would make some videos about respect and what I felt about respect and how it's just not like a thing that people have anymore for other people. And I never, like, I did it, but I did them not live, and because they were really fucking long, YouTube would not let me upload them from my phone, and my computer has taken a shit, like a really big shit. And so therefore I cannot download Cloud or iCloud, and I can't upload the photos because I don't have like a connector to my phone, because I have an iPhone. So if I put my connector in, it just won't fucking work. So yeah, back to what I was saying. So I was on Twitter and I saw one of the Twitter highlights, and I know that I should not go to the Twitter highlights. Like, I'm fully fucking aware that every time I go there I get immediately upset. And so, I know this, but sometimes I say funny stuff on there, like, you know, some new music videos, or like, some fucking guy had sex with a gorilla because he's an idiot. I don't know. I see funny shit on there sometimes, so I go, and I regret it almost immediately every fucking time. I saw something on there for the highlight for Beyonce and Ed Sheeran. So there was this thing for Beyonce and Ed Sheeran, and it was like Beyonce was dressed up like an inflatable fucking strawberry, and Ed Sheeran was wearing his fucking street clothes. And some girl was like, you guys just mind, give me 1 second, because this is live and I need help. Where is it? Hi, my name is Sabrina, and I own a bag of hats. Okay. I need a hat desperately because these bangs are killing me as a person. They got too long. Fucking perfect. Okay. So, I saw this, and I was like, what the fuck is this about? And some girl was like, I cannot believe that as a 27-year-old man, we allow Ed Sheeran to dress however the fuck he wants, and then Beyonce has to dress like a fucking queen, and yeah, just like the dumbest shit, right? and everybody on Twitter, because people love to be fucking annoying when they're behind screens and can't be fucking punched in the face by normal, regular fucking people, are like, yeah, that's fucked up. That's exactly, like, the issue with this fucking country is that we don't fucking respect females, and females have to dress like this, and men have to dress like, and men get to dress however the fuck they want. Okay, if you support my channel, you've seen my videos, you know that I am fucking humongous when it comes to feminism. I am a very, very, very big feminist, and I don't wear I've never worn, that's a lot, I take that back. I've worn a couple dresses in my life for funerals and, like, special occasions and shit, out of respect for who I was going to see. Like, if I were to go see my best friend at her fucking wedding, I don't think that she would want me in a fucking dress or something stupid because she doesn't like that shit. But if I was going to my grandmother's house who expects me to dress and look a certain way because that's the way she lives her life, I do that out of respect. So, I'm a huge supporter of feminism. I don't think that we should at all treat women in a different way than we treat men. And I don't think that we should treat men a different way that we should treat women. Now, this is what New Age feminism always fucking misses. Is that if women should be allowed to do anything that a man does, or anything that a man wants to do, or anything that men can do, walk around shirtless, what have you, then they cannot get mad when a man does not open the fucking door for them, because they should open the door for men as well, because that's equality. They can't feel fucking mad if a man hits them. If a man hit me and we were in a physical altercation, you better believe I'm gonna deck that motherfucker back. Like, I'm not gonna sit there and cry and be like, oh, he hit me and I'm a girl and you should know better. And I don't expect the internet to come up behind me and be like, my house is fucking haunted, I'm sure. I don't believe in ghosts, but I'm like sure 100% now that my house is haunted. Anyways, back to what I was saying. I forgot what I was saying. Men should also be allowed to fucking cry, show feelings. Men should be allowed to wear dresses if women want to wear men's clothes. I don't think that we should care what other people wear. I hate when people go, oh my god, why is that man wearing a dress? I can't tell what he is. Is he a man or a woman? It's not your fucking business. It doesn't hurt you. Are you talking to that person? Do you need to know how that person identifies as themselves? No, because you're not talking to that person. You don't know that person. You're never going to see that person again. Just fucking mind your own business. Mind your business. Mind your business. And I feel like a lot of this comes from me being bisexual and never knowing kind of where I fell on the spectrum, because I never really felt like I was a girl, but I also never really felt like I fit in with guys because I liked girly stuff. And I think that the whole problem is society, and society making you think that women have to be a certain way and men have to be a certain way, so therefore gender is no longer just a gender or what you were born with, a penis or a vagina. It's now become this statement that you have to be or act a certain way. And to me, I think that that's kind of where transgender comes from. I think that's kind of where non-binary genders come from, is that people are tired of being put in a box. People are tired of being expected to be a certain way or act a certain way or talk a certain way. People are fucking tired. That's the thing. People are tired. So I'm getting off fucking track here because I can go on for hours about that subject. You know, performers and people, whether they're in the spotlight or not, should be allowed to be themselves, should be allowed to act how they want, think how they want, be like they want. And I had this thing a long time ago with Justin Bieber. Now, I don't like Justin Bieber. I don't like his fucking music. As a person, I'm sure we probably wouldn't like each other because I think he's a disrespectful little shit. But I don't know him, so I can't honestly, truly say that. But, you know, I am very Selena Gomez on the side of that relationship, because I think she's hot. So let's not get anything confused here. It's only because I think she's hot and I like her music that I'm on the side of that. But a couple years back, like when he was like a kid, he's like 18 or whatever, he was egging houses and shit, and people were like, throw him out of the country, throw him out of the country. When I could name so many fucking idiots that I hung out with in high school who literally sat in the fucking basement and smoked weed all the fucking time. We used to go out and like throw blocks of ice at people's windows to break them because we were pieces of shit. And, well, I didn't partake in that after I felt really fucking bad. I broke somebody's window one time. And I felt really bad about it, and I cried after because the dad came outside and he was really upset, and they had a baby, and I felt like shit. But we did dumb shit all the time. I stole a bong from some guy that I did not fucking care about. Like, he was an asshole that went to school with me, so I stole a bong from him. Like, I did some shit when I was young, and my friends did some shit when we were young. You know, everybody makes fucking mistakes, and for people, the biggest thing that bothers me, one of the biggest pet peeves of mine is go back to your country. If I went back to my home country, do you know where the fuck that is? It's not here. Like, this is my home country. This is where I was born, but this is not where I fucking came from. My family came from all over the place. First off, my grandfather was Welsh. My great-grandma Master was French. My grandfather was French. And my grandma was Scottish and Irish. Her great-grandparents were Irish settlers who came here during the sex slave trade to escape that. And a big thing that people forget, side note, is that the Irish did fucking go through discrimination. We were not allowed fucking jobs in this country. We were also traded for fucking sex, and we were fucking slaves. So when someone comes up to me and tells me you know nothing about slavery or discrimination, just don't talk to me, because I do. And it wasn't that long ago that it happened, and I'm very fucking salty about it still. It had nothing to do with me, you're right, because I don't have to go through that shit anymore. But my grandmother went through it when she was younger, and her grandparents went through it, and her mom and dad went through it. And to this day, I think people will use Irish St. Patty's Day to like celebrate going out and drinking, and they forget to apologize to all the people who weren't allowed inside places who were Irish back in the day. And I think the same thing with Black History Month. Like, people like go out of the way for Black History Month nowadays, but they never actually apologize to the people that they hurt or like affected, whether or not it was, you know, years and years ago. And I think that that's the problem, is that we should stop bringing it up, because it was years and years and years ago, and people are fucking sorry. But I think that we have these things to celebrate the fact that we're not like that anymore, to celebrate the fact that we're sorry that those things happened, to celebrate the fact that, you know, we are united as one now. But yet we still tell people that we're gonna build a fucking wall in Mexico and not let Mexicans in our country. And, you know, nobody was just here. Like, there was a group of people who were here, and we took over that country. Like people forget that, like, everybody who's here right now once came from fucking settlers, once came from people who walked that trek to get here to America for freedom. And America is not a free fucking place anyways. That shit is so fucking overthrown, because the government is so corrupt, and everyone in the government is a lie. That's why I don't believe in the government. And people are now like, oh my god, another conspiracy theorist on YouTube. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. The government's a lie. There are no insurgents and fucking whatever. Watch Cat Williams. Just watch Cat Williams, because he gets really far into it. I don't have to get into it. Just watch the show. But though, you know, it took Barack Obama how long to get, what was his fucking name? Osama bin Laden? Because he was just hiding out in a fucking cave somewhere, starving to death. Like, terrorists, there are more terrorists in our own country than there are outside of the country. There are more problems and people who cause problems in this country than there are in any other country. Like, for instance, part of the problem with America is that there are so many people on disability who don't fucking need it, and take people like me who work all fucking day and get paid shit for it, who take that money and then use it to buy cigarettes, buy a shitty ass apartment for themselves. They also get, on top of that, they get their little housing benefits and all types of shit, and they just live free off the government because they're disabled, even when they're not disabled. Or they just like do dumb shit, like they fucking say, oh, I got hurt on the job, and they collect money from a fucking hard-working job for the rest of their lives. It's dumb. It's so dumb. That is what's wrong with the interior of America. Like, focus on yourself first, America. Don't worry about what everybody else is trying to get away from. Focus on yourself, because America is fucked up. I went off subject, like, a lot there, and I'm really sorry for it. But when you watch my videos, you'll know that I am one to talk. I just can go on about things that I'm passionate about for fucking hours, and I think that that's why I do have the viewers that I have, because I never post videos, and they're really, 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 really good to me, because they still watch even when I don't post. So I'm really sorry, and thank you so much for being here for me. I promise to post those videos eventually. I'm sorry. I do have like 800 videos on my phone that I have not posted, and I promise to post them one day. They will all be before this video, but I promise to post them. Anyways, I'm getting really, really off subject. So, you know, I said something about it, and I was like, what the fuck is wrong with this, like, with people? Like, first off, I don't know what 27-year-old dude you know who doesn't wear Reeboks and a dumbass shirt with fucking long sleeve shirt underneath and some ripped jeans. I don't know a 27-year-old who doesn't dress like that, to be completely honest with you. I think I've only met a select handful of guys who like have these business jobs who still come home, put on that fucking shirt with the undershirt and then a pair of sweatpants. I'm guilty of it myself. I personally like that attire. It's comfy and it's warm. And I love graphic t-shirts. But I'm really off subject now. So, you know, Beyonce and Lady Gaga and everybody else in the world, they'll spend thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of dollars on these dumbass fucking outfits. And I think they're dumb. The first time I saw Lady Gaga on stage with meat on her fucking face was the last time that I ever watched the fucking music shows. I don't watch those anymore because I think they're a joke. I don't think that music that's out nowadays is any good. I think that a lot of times people pride what their friends like or what's kicking or popping on the fucking radio right now, but they don't like listen to things that have any actual meaning anymore. And I think even when they do like a song and it does have meaning, they don't see the meaning behind it. They just see the music video and the, you know, the shit behind it and the drama. They crave on drama. Is that song about so and so? Is that song about so and so? You know, and a lot of it's so auto-tuned now, and you know, and that's what the problem is too with that, is that people are more concerned, or Beyonce feels like people are more concerned about what she's wearing than her music, and that should not be a thing. Whereas Ed Sheeran is like, you know what, I'm just here for the music, and the fact that people care that he's not dressed up like Beyonce is a problem, because you should not be there to see what they're wearing. You should be there to listen to the music. You should be celebrating the music, the sound, the beauty of it, the beauty of this thing that just brings people together. All people like this thing that you know, music can be so different, many things, but at the end of the day, it's still music. You know, it can sound so many different ways, it can be in so many different languages, and at the end of the day, it's still music. People still like music, you know? And they're more concerned about what they're fucking wearing, you know? And if that's Beyonce, good for her. You know, that's what she likes, let her wear it, whatever. But I don't think that we should expect other people to wear things like that. There are plenty of female artists who don't dress like that. And if you don't know those female artists, my heart goes out to you. It really does, because I feel like you probably don't know good music then. Because Lady Gaga, she's great. Don't get me wrong. She's great. I like some of her music. Kesha. I like Kesha. You know, I don't really like that kind of music per se. You know, I'm not really into the pop thing, but I respect them. You know, Beyonce, back when she was Destiny's Child, I was all up in Destiny's Child as a child. I loved that shit. And I didn't really like Beyonce after she left Destiny's Child, because I felt like she really left the other two behind. But again, that's not my business, not my life, not something I'm really interested in. As a child, I was kind of like, what happened? But now that I'm older, I really just could not give a shit less, because I got a lot of other things that I'm worried about. You know, like my dog and how I'm going to pay my bills, and when the new Harry Potter movie is going to come out. Harry Potter's over now, so I just wait for the Fantastic Beasts and J.K. Rowling to post more secrets or bullshit that she pulled out of her ass. I'm pretty sure she's pulling it out of her ass at this point. She says it's been years in the making, but I'm pretty fucking sure that she's pulling it out of her ass at this point. Sorry, I'm off topic again. But yeah, I don't think that I think that we've lost meaning in what is meaningful anymore. Now I'm gonna get to something else that I found on Twitter that bothers the fuck out of me. Stanning. I've seen stanning all over the place, right? And when I was a kid, like when I was really little, I did think this song was funny. I was like, this guy's crazy, and I had a little bit of a basis for what mental health issues were because my family, a lot of people in my family have had those issues with suicide and just mental illnesses in general. My family has had a big problem with that, and I suffer from it now that I'm older. But I did think that the song was funny when I was little, and I remember laughing at it. And I wasn't like kid little. I was like little, like I was 5, and I remember thinking like it was funny. And my cousin, who was a lot older than me, got upset, and he was like, "That's not funny. Like it's a sick song. It's about someone who's sick, who does a sick thing, who does a bad thing because he's unhealthy. The song means that you shouldn't put all your pride and all your time and your life into something that isn't real. You don't really know these people, and that's what Stan is about. It's about a guy who doesn't know Eminem personally, but he's obsessed with him because he's got a disorder. He's depressed. He feels like no one understands him, but he finds solace in Eminem's music, and he becomes obsessed. He becomes obsessed with Eminem. He becomes obsessed with being Eminem. And then he gets so obsessed that he forgets to love his wife, and his wife is pregnant with his child, and he forgets to love that. He forgets to love his life because he's so into his own head. He's so fucked up. And he becomes obsessed with this entity that he wants to be, that he wants to meet, that he wants to be in love with, and he's not seeing the things that are around him, and he needs help, but there's no one to help him. No, he won't accept it. And at the end of the song, he has become so obsessed and so hurt by the fact that Eminem doesn't know him or think about him that he fucking drinks and drives himself off a bridge and kills his wife and child over someone he doesn't know. It's so heartbreaking. It's such a heartbreaking song. And now that I'm older and I have a lot of mental disabilities. I have anxiety. I have post-traumatic stress disorder. And my post-traumatic stress disorder causes me severe major depressive disorder. And people, when they think PTSD, they think like when you're in the war and you see things that aren't there. But it's not really you seeing things that aren't there. Like you don't, sometimes, I don't know how some people have it, where like if maybe they do really hallucinate things that aren't really happening. But when I have it, it's like I'm not here anymore. It's not that I think that there are like, it's not like I'm hallucinating holographic people around me or anything. It's me zoning out and you talking to me and me not listening and my brain replaying events that have happened and thinking that I'm stuck or I can't breathe. It's nightmares that come when I'm asleep of these things that have happened, and I feel like I can't get out. It's this feeling that I can't escape from these things that have happened, and they just keep happening to me. But they're not happening to me, and I know when I snap out of it, I know that they're not happening. It's in my head, and it causes me depression, and it makes it hard for me to live my life. So I think that makes me a lot more open to things. And when people say, "Oh, I stan you," or they've done what this not, I don't want to say this country because it's every country, it's every person in the world. People turn so many serious things into jokes, and that's why people who have depression, who are suicidal, commit suicide. Is because people don't take it seriously as they should. People don't understand mental illness the way they should. And they say just get over it, or they say depression is just a state of mind, and it's not. Depression is this cloak, this dark, hanging fucking thing over you. And I try my hardest sometimes to keep these things light, but this is a serious conversation, so we're gonna get serious for 1 second. Um, Depression is this thing that hangs above you, and it's like this weight on your chest, and you can't breathe, and you're screaming and you're screaming, and no one can fucking hear you, and all your friends and all your family, they get bothered by you, they get annoyed by you because you're always sad, because you're always in this place that you're not, and they say, well, that happened years ago, or or they're like, well, why are you sad? And you can't tell them why you're sad, because sometimes you don't even know why you're sad. Some things that set you off, but some days you might just go off for no reason, because it's just, you're broken. There's something inside of you that's broken, and you know it, and you feel it, and you have trouble sometimes feeling things. You feel numb, you second guess everything. You second guess if you love your family, you second guess if you love your, if you love your child, you second guess if you love your music, if you love your clothes, if you love yourself, if you love your hair, if you even are the person that you think you are. Maybe you're a different person, or sometimes you just don't even know who you are, because this thing inside of you, it tears you apart. It tears you apart. And it's one of the worst things, and I stutter a lot when I talk about it, and I know that because it's so difficult for me to explain it, for me to find the words, for me to breathe when I think about it, because it makes me very anxious, and it's very hard for me to talk about a lot of times, because it's not something that I share a lot. So back to what I was saying. I'm sorry, I got off subject. This is why I edit videos. This is why I don't do live. Give me a second. I promise I'll get back on track. Talking about Ed Sheeran and Beyonce and standing. So when people make a joke about standing, when they get into it, and they're like, yeah, I stand you, or yada yada, they're making this joke out of something that's so serious, that should be taken so seriously. And if you really feel like you stand somebody to the point where you say stand, like you're obsessed with that person, you could kill yourself over that person, there's something wrong in you, and you should probably go get help. Honestly. And I don't say that to be mean, I don't say that to be rude, I say that out of genuine concern. If you really and truly believe that you stand someone, then you should probably get help. It's not funny. It's not a funny thing to say. It's not enjoyable. It doesn't make me laugh. I don't think that you're cool. I think that you're stupid, and I think that you're making light of a very serious situation. And I feel like, as a person who has dealt with so much shit in their lives, with so much bullshit from people because they don't understand what I'm going through, they don't understand what depression is, they think it's just like sadness, it's just a feeling that'll go away. It's not. You wake up day after fucking day, and it's just there. It's just holding you down. It's there. Sometimes you don't want to get out of bed. And like, I've seen Shameless, and I've seen the people who, Ian and his mom, they just lay in bed all fucking day. But some of us, we have the strength to get up. We get up because we can't lose our jobs, because we can't lose our house, because we can't let this thing control our lives. So we get up and we go to work, and people are like, why aren't you talkative today? Why aren't you doing this? Or sometimes we're extra talkative because we're trying to get it off our minds, and people are like, why are you being annoying? And then everything that you do, you feel like is wrong, and you're just waiting for that moment to snap. So that's sorry, I froze because my phone just told me I'm dying. It's dying. So yeah, that, standing, I hope that I put that into place and perspective for people. That's not a funny thing. It's not funny. It's not cute. I don't enjoy it. Please stop saying it. Please, dear God, stop saying it. People try to test me sometimes. I have a really bad anger issue problem, and I know this. and I'm okay with it. Because I will kick your ass if you try to fucking piss me off. And it's like, if you purposely try to piss me off, I can, like, step aside and breathe. If I know that it's me being irrational, I will step aside, I will leave the room, I will do what I gotta do. When I was in high school, I used to just get up and go to the office, and I would talk to my counselor, and I'd be like, yeah, I'm fucking heated, please just talk me down right now, like, fuck this bitch. Like, it happened a couple times with a girl, especially in my math class, who was just a fucking cunt. And she would always say the dumbest shit, but, like, I would breathe. I got a lot of trouble when I was younger, and I didn't want trouble to be around me anymore. So I tried my hardest to not be so angry. Plus, school to me was like this haven where I could learn. I loved learning. You know, I didn't want to lose that, and I did skip school a lot to get high, and I regret that a lot now because I did like school, and I think that I did it because I had this depression and this thing that I wanted to stop, and I didn't know how. I didn't know how to stop it. I didn't know how to get help. I didn't know how to fix it. So I spent a lot of my time skipping school, and I regret that so much because school was this place where I felt safe, you know, and even though kids bullied me, even though I got into fights, even though, you know, shit happened that I wish didn't, school was this haven for me to be myself, to be free, and I wish to this day that I had spent more time doing the things that I cared about rather than worrying about something that I shouldn't have at such a young age, having to go through that myself. And I reach my hand out to kids who are like that, who are going through that, who feel lost because, you know, last year they wanted to join the mathletes, and then this year they're slitting their wrist and smoking weed and crying all the fucking time, and they can't breathe. And if that's you, please do not hesitate to inbox me. I leave my inbox open publicly for the general public. I get a lot of comments from a lot of shitty people, but I leave it open because if that's you, please, dear fucking God, just message me. I will be there for you. I will help you. I will be whatever you need me to be because I understand. I got off topic again, I'm sorry. This is me. People like to piss me off though, and so I got married. If you don't know, I got married. Woo, yeah. So I got married, and we filed our marriage license, and we still haven't gotten it back. When we went to the marriage place, now mind you, neither of us have been married before, so we don't really know anything about marriage, but the lady there told us that if we turned in our thing within 30 days, which was wrong, because it's 10 days, then we would receive it in 7 to 10 business days. All we had to do was mail it in. So the next day, our minister took it up there for us. So we actually didn't even have to mail it in. She took it up there for us. And we never got one. It's been a month, and we still don't have a marriage license. So we went to the lady, or I called said Secretary of State, or Wayne County Clerk's office. I called Wayne County Clerk's office, and I was like, hey, and some lady answered, and I was like, hey, you know, we haven't received our marriage license yet. It's been a month, you know, I don't know what's going on. She was like, okay, let me take you to the marriage department. So I got on the phone with this woman from the marriage department, and I said, hi, and she goes, hi, and I said, I'm just calling because, you know, we filled out our marriage license, or we got married recently. It was a month ago, and we still haven't received our marriage license. I said, you know, we were told, you know, that we had 30 days to turn it in, and then they to mail it in, and then in 7 to 10 business days we would receive our marriage license back, our marriage certificate back. And instead of like explaining to me the situation that I was obviously I obviously misunderstood, or whoever told me that obviously made a mistake, because she did fucking tell me that. 100% she told me that, because I fucking know she told me that. I'm not dumb. I pay attention to things. I didn't read my packet though, and I should have read my packet, but that thing is so big, and I'm such a lazy piece of shit, so no, I did not read the packet. And being someone who has worked in places where I've asked people to read things. I know what that's like when they don't read it, and I'm sorry. But I worked at those places, and I was never mean as shit to those people. The first thing she said to me was, "That's not what you were told." Mind you, I'm at work, so I gotta be as, like, polite and, like, held together as possible. But I snap very quickly. And if you're someone who is deserving of it, I will lose my fucking mind. So the second she said that, something broke in my brain. And I was like, yes, I was. I was fucking told that. I was like, that's exactly what she told me. And she was like, no, that's not how this works. We were told that, or you were told that, you had 7 to 10 business days to turn it in, and then you have to pay a $24 processing fee to come up here and receive your marriage license. You have to come up here and receive your marriage license. She didn't tell me I could do it online, by the way, which is a thing. But that's what she said. So I said, that's not what I was told. I said, I was told this, this, and this. And she goes, that's not what you just said. I said, that's exactly what I just said. I said, I just told you that. That's what I was told. And she goes, well, that's not what you were told. And I snapped. I said, well, how the fuck would you know what I was told or not? You weren't there, you dumb bitch. Just very fast, at work, came out of my mouth. I don't know how to control myself. I know that. But this woman lit my fire. I've worked in customer service almost my whole life. Almost. I worked in a factory for 3 years where I did not have to deal with customers. But I started off at McDonald's, went to Tim Hortons, and now I work for a staffing company. So I deal with the general public all the time, and I deal with a lot of ignorant general public, by the way. A lot of ignorant general public. Like, people ask me dumb shit all the time. But instead of getting angry, I just smile, and it's not for me, and I know customer service is not for me because I know that I have a fucked up problem with my attitude, but I do my very fucking best to put a cherry on top of every situation. And this bitch was testing me. So she was like, yeah, da-da-da, whatever, fuck. So she said something to me, and she was like, I'm trying to remember what she said to admit the response that I gave her. She said something fucking stupid, dude. She was like, oh, well, I'm the only fucking lady here, so it must have been me who fucking said that, so I know that that's not what I fucking told you. First off, there are, like, if you've ever been to Wayne County Clerk's office, there are, like, 10 fucking bitches there every single day, and every time they're different, and you're there for hours and hours and hours, and every fucking, like, 6 hours, they change shifts. So, well, they don't change shifts because they close early and they're not open long enough. Anyways, oh, my fishy is, like, stuck in the thingy. Come out, guy. Oh, he's not stuck. He's eating food off the floor. That's fine. You're out. There you go. And my response to her was, you know what? Whatever. What did I say to her? I said, you know what? Whatever. I'll be up there, some shit like that. Like, what did I say to her? Whatever. I was like, whatever, bet I'll see you up there, some shit like that. Like, I was threatening her. At this point, I was so livid, whatever. And I looked at her, and I said, and you better have the same motherfucking attitude you have now when I show up. That's what I said. I said when I'll show up. That's what it was. It was when I show up. And I know that I have a problem. So I got home. So I called Daniel and I said, hey, the woman at Wayne's County Clerk's office is trying to test me. I'm like, but that's okay, Daniel, because we're going to show up. I'm like, we're fucking going to be there. I was like, I don't know what day it's going to be. I don't know when it's going to be. We might not have our marriage license ever, but we are going to show up. And he was like, what happened? I told him, and he was like, my God, like, but then he cut himself off. He's about to say something about how I'm, like, a fucking loose cannon, but then he was like, no, fuck that bitch, I'm calling her too. So then he called her, and he lit her fucking ass up, and her shit immediately changed so fast. She was like, yeah, yeah, you can do it online. You can do it at the, you can do it up here. And he was like, oh, we can do it online. And she was like, yeah. And he was like, well, we gonna do that because we don't want to deal with your stupid fucking ass, right? So he hung up. So he texted me and he's like, sorry, it froze again. He texted me and he told me, he was like, yeah, we're gonna do it online. I don't think that we should go up there. He's like, I don't want to have to take another day off work. And I was like, no, Daniel, I promised her that I was gonna show up. Now I'm gonna show up. Now I have to show up. I have to do this. And he was like, no, babe, don't do that. So I did the pettiest thing that I could think of, and I called the Wayne State County Clerk's office back, and I was like, hi, is there a fucking supervisor for the marriage department? And she's like, marriage department? I was like, yeah, the marriage department. Whatever fucking department that falls under, I want to talk to somebody. And she was like, why? What's wrong? And I explained to her that the woman at the marriage place was very fucking nasty to me. And I wanted to talk to whoever her boss was. So she put me on with some lady. And I said, is that the same lady? And she said, no. She says, I don't think so. It shouldn't be. She's like, there's a couple ladies down there, though, so I'm not really sure. So now she just confirmed to me that there are multiple women down there. Now I'm like, fuck this bitch. There are multiple people down there, and now I know. Now I know. So, so I'm like, fuck this bitch. And she puts me on with the supervisor, and I told the supervisor, I'm like, yeah, I'm calling because I just called up there, and I talked to a woman from the marriage department, and I said, and are you the woman that I just talked to? And she said, no. And I said, okay, well, I just spoke to the woman who was there, and she was very fucking nasty with me. I said, she, and I told her, I started to explain to her the situation. She cut me off, and she goes, you didn't know that it was $24, you had to come back to get it? And I said, no. And she goes, well, did you read your packet? Did I read the fucking packet? That shit was huge. No, I didn't read the packet. I was busy planning a wedding in 1 month. Yeah, bitches, I planned a wedding in 1 month. I don't want to hear your fucking stories anymore about how you got a horse and fucking carriage and it cost you this much money and you planned the whole wedding for a year and you were stressed out about this and this and that. I planned a wedding in 1 month and that shit was beautiful, bro. I did it in my backyard, lights and everything. I got an easy access fucking rental right next door for the reception. It was literally beautiful and I did it in 1 month. Fuck these bitches. Anyways, back to what I was saying. Men, help your fucking girl with the wedding. If you don't participate in your wedding, it's your wedding too. Participate in that shit, okay? Or pay half, at least. Because, your lady needs you. You're fucking committing to the rest of your life. You need to get your ass up, and you need to do that shit. Okay? Okay, thank you. Bye. So, I'm like, now this bitch is testing me. Like, why? Why? So, I'm like, right, but it's awfully unprofessional when somebody calls, and I was just trying to understand the situation as to where my marriage license was. I just told her that I hadn't received it and it's been a month. All she had to do to meet with me, well, you could have read your packet and you would have known. So, now I'm, ready to eat the supervisor out, but that's okay. I'm just gonna be quiet. I'm, taking deep breaths. I'm like, that's fine. And I was like, no, I did not read the packet, and that is my fault. I should have read the packet. I know it's frustrating when people don't read the packet, because I work at a place where I have packets, and people don't ever read them. And I know that's frustrating, but I work in customer service, and I have to be the best. I said, when I called her, she was not the best. I said, all she had to do was tell me about about the $24 situation, and I had to come up and get it myself. I said, that's not what I was told. And she goes, well, we all do the same spiel when people come up. And we all tell them the information that we need to. And I said, right, but I was not told the right information. I was told the wrong information by somebody who was up there. And she goes, when did you come and fill out? I said, October 26th. And she said, oh, I'm sorry. We did have a new person around that time. She goes, but that person no longer works with us. And she goes, I do apologize for that inconvenience. If she was someone who told you that, I sincerely apologize. I understand that happens a lot of time. But she is no longer with us. And I'm like, fuck, that lady should have been with you. You should have trained her and fired the bitch. So, I'm like, right. And I said, and that's exactly what I mean, is that anything can happen. So when somebody calls and they're confused about something, especially since I've never been married before, obviously, because it's my first wedding, since I've never been married before, I didn't know this stuff. You don't just know this stuff. I said, and on the website, it's like down at the bottom in one paragraph, it tells you that. One paragraph, and this whole long fucking thing, one paragraph tells you that. And is it my fault that I didn't read? 100%. But when I was told something, and then because I wasn't told the correct information, when I called to find out what happened, instead of being greeted with good customer service and being told the right information, I got treated like I was a dumb piece of shit by some nasty bitch with an attitude. That's disrespectful. And that gets into my fucking 4-part video of disrespect that I haven't posted yet, and I'm sorry. So I will be posting that soon. If you've watched this 45-minute video, you have a lot of time on your hands, and I am sorry that it has taken so long. Why is your toy up here? Did you rip another arm off, Rosie? If you want to see my dog, I will grab her real quick and we will say goodbye together. So just stay here and I will be right back. And that will be your treat for watching a 45-minute video. Yep, okay. Rosie! 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 Come here. The people want to see you. Come here. Come here. In here. Get up on this chair. Up. Get up there. Get up there. Come on. Rosie, up. 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 Here, I'll help. No, Rosie! She doesn't want to say hello. Rosie, come here. Get up here. Up. Ah! Good girl. Now turn around. Turn around. Come here, baby. Come here, baby. Oh, baby, 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 baby. Look. Rosie, look. Look. Look, Rosie. She's scared. She doesn't like the chair because it moves. Okay, yeah, I let you down. Go on. Anyways, that's my video for the day. And I'm signing off. So, goodbye. Alright. Right, Rosie? You need love. You need Mama to love you? So I gotta go bye-bye. Okay. Bye! Have a great day! Pieces, deuces, bitches, love, peace, harmony, fuck yeah. Hasta la vista. How do we end these things? How do we end live feeds? Do we just stop? Then we tap? Do I tap it? How do I do this? Guys, I've never done a live feed before and I don't know how this works. Help me, Jesus. Do I hit the X button? Okay, I'm gonna hit the X button. Hopefully I don't lose this whole video. Alright? Bye. Hasta la vista. I want you in the streaming. Yeah, in.